Hello Pisces, Elsie here to do a bonus read for you. Pisces, thank you so much for all the ways that you support this channel. Look, you are my water family and my two fishes friend, so I really appreciate you, all your hypes, all the ways that you love in this channel. Your thumbs up matter so much to me. It really makes this tribe bigger and brings everyone else running. Thank you so much for promoting this video. If you're hyping it or whatever way you're doing that, I appreciate you, and I'm here to give you a bonus read. So we're just going to ask the universe, give us a topic. Tell us what's going on. Tell me about Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. It is a general reading. It is a bonus read, so it could happen anytime. But just remember that not everybody watching this is a Pisces sun. Some people are Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, which means they could have any other sun sign. So when I mention other signs, that's the reason. Or I want you to understand an energy, because I'm an energy reader. All right. Pisces, let's get into it. Let's find out what's going on. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for Pisces in this bonus read. We do have the Five of Swords. What is this? A little bit of combat here in the mind, possibly. We've got the Eight of Cups. You're struggling with whether you should just detach and walk away or not. That's what it looks like here. Just tired of settling for swords. Ah, the Wheel of Fortune is here. You know what it looks like here? It feels like you're off to pursue, King of Wands. It looks like you're off to pursue either better conversations. It feels like aggressively pursue. I'm going to say with the Knight of Swords here, it feels like somebody here has realized their worth. Either you are, in fact, the Emperor, or possibly you're like, nah, I'm not going to hang around for this. I know my worth. My worth is Empress, and so I deserve an Emperor. So you could be the Emperor or the Empress. Take it as it resonates for you. But this is what it looks like here. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is encouraging you to just move forward and expand, and to not wait around for things that may or may not be for you. If this is an area where you think you're settling emotionally, or an area where that you've been caught up in the mind battling yourself as to whether to go or leave, there's your answer. Your answer is, if you have to battle yourself, if things are unsure and you feel like you're settling emotionally, then it is in fact time to listen for the universe to tell you what your destiny is. And I feel like for some of you, life is expanding for you. Things are about to get exponentially better, but only if you decide to detach from the mental chaos that's been going on in the head. You could be in the midst of an argument with somebody as well. This doesn't necessarily have to be in your head, Pisces, but this could also be the Five of Swords is like, we have fundamental differences. It could be someone in your family. It could be a friend, right? This is where I draw the line in the sand. I can no longer argue, banter, or battle with you based on moral values. If you're not on my team, then don't be on my team. I can't settle for that anymore. I'm not putting any more of my emotions into this. So I feel like that the reason that you're brave enough to walk away is not, this is Piscean energy, by the way, the Eight of Cups, is because you have decided that, you know what, there's got to be much more out there for me. And I think it's because you're listening for the Wheel of Fortune. Things are about to change. Everything's changing. Your mindset is changing. How you feel about something is changing. I feel like you'd rather be off walking on the path by yourself than be with a bunch of people who you can't trust, who could pull swords on you at any second. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about Pisces, please. We've got the Eight of Swords. See, there is the struggle. That's the struggle. If I walk away, I might end up lonely. I may not have any friends. I might have to make new friends. It feels like you're in a struggle or a mental prison and you're fighting yourself about whether you should walk away or not. It feels like it is something that's hard for you to make a decision about. Tell me more. I think it really is the end. Yeah, I think it is the end of something. I counted this and 13 swords are here. That's death energy. 13 is death, right? And 1 and 3 is 4. So it feels like that in order for you to get some sort of stability of the mind or stability in your life, that you are going to, in fact, have to stop waiting around for people to make a decision about you that you are in control of, right? The Knight of Pentacles, you're in control of it. You're in control of the analytics. You're the one who's really slow. You're a person who is very thoughtful. You move thoughtfully. You don't race to the end of something. It feels like you are making a very thoughtful decision about what is to come, and you're planning for it, right? This is Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn energy when we're in a general reading. So it feels like you have been very careful and that you're a very practical person. And I feel like your practicality, it doesn't seem very practical for you to be sitting in the Eight of Swords, for you to be not being able to make a decision. But the Knight of Pentacles is brave and is the one who is making decisions about how quickly I move on the path. I do have, it feels like you do have a goal in mind, and you don't care how long it takes you to get there, but you know that where you are right now is not making you happy. You feel like you're settling for something, that I feel like you're, you might be, something here is maybe moving so slowly that it's really bothering you. I think something is about to pick up speed. I'm just going to say, because what's changing for some of you, let's just flip it for a second. I feel like what's changing for some of you is your pentacle world, but it could be finances. Something that's been trickling in slowly is about to speed up because destiny is here, and the Wheel of Fortune changes everything. You might be going through a change financially, or a change in your stability, or how you practically make decisions about the goals you have in life. But whatever it is, I feel like something is about to change here. I also feel like in order for you to move forward here, you have to stop hanging on to whatever this is, whatever these swords are here. We've got the Five of Cups. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? What if I do it and then I'm sad that I did it? You don't want to fall in your head. You don't want to look a fool. You don't want to pull away quickly. You don't want to make a quick decision because the Knight of Pentacles is here. But, the Fool being in the reverse is, am I going to look a fool? Am I making the wrong decision? I feel like you're an overthinker because the Eight of Swords is here. You're somebody who maybe you've been testing with giving them a little bit of energy, or maybe somebody's breadcrumbing you, like not giving you a whole lot of time, effort, or energy. I feel like you work a lot, or you're a person who really works on listening to your intuition. And I think the intuition is clear. I think that you're disappointed. I think that you're about to break hearts. I feel like you're about to liberate yourself, get up and walk away, and just be really honest about it and create some boundaries. Because I feel like this waiting to see what someone else is going to do is just, making you have sleepless nights. This is a Nine of Swords, making you have sleepless nights about when is the heartbreak coming. Like it feels like you feel that there's a group that's leaving you out, or an argument you're having with someone that you're never going to win because the Eight of Swords is here and the Five of Swords. The Eight of Swords is, I'm just going to keep thinking about new ways to argue with you, to make my point, to make you believe me, to make you see things the way I see things. The truth of the matter is the foundation is the Five of Cups. And to me, that is sadness or defeat, or feeling like you're going to be in emotional regret if you make this decision too quickly. So that's why I think that you're overthinking it. I don't think you're happy where you are. Look, this could be a relationship that you're in, but this could be a friendship as well. It could be a group of people. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is coming, and when the Wheel of Fortune comes, or any major arcana shows up, it's an inevitability, right? So these things come at you. How you deal with them when they come at you is up to you. You always have a choice, react or respond, but these things are showing up anyway. And so I feel like something's about to change anyway. Something is about to change in your stability, or the practicality of something, or the way you see something. I think that you've been approaching something slowly, and I think it's time for you to just turn your back and walk away, because I don't think you're ever going to win this fight, is what I'm saying. You're never going to get them to see things the way you see them, Pisces. We've got, look, the Five of Wands is here. We've got the two fighting cards, right? We've got Five of Wands, Five of Swords. Now, three fives actually, 555, which is quick change. Something is about to change quickly. And I think this is unprecedented for you, because I think you prefer to do things slowly and thoughtfully, and with all the data and with all the practicality. And I don't care how long it takes me to get there. But I think that with the 3 5s here, it almost feels like somebody is cutting out because I've had enough. It's time. I'm going to get out of this Eight of Swords energy with the Five of Wands. I feel that's the internal battle for you, that you feel like there's too much competition here. I don't want this to be an argument, a fight, or competition, and then I'm going to regret what I said later. And then for a long time, I'm going to go through this self-loathing thing. I'm not doing this with you anymore. Yeah, you are with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is independent, does what she or he wants, right? I'm just going to do what I want. I'm just going to do it independently. If you decide that you want to follow me, then you can follow me. I'm the leader in my life. So it feels like, I'm just going to say, it feels like you're burning something to the ground. Yeah, and I think that goes along with us coming out of the year of the snake and going into the year of the horse, right? It does feel like you're about to burn a bridge. Yeah. Because I feel like you have been through some sort of dark night of soul energy, 5, and the one in the hand of the Queen is 6. 6 wands is coming back from the fight or coming back from the war. I feel like you're no longer putting up with people who are going to make you wait. You're no longer putting up with things. I think that you're far clearer about what you want now than what you were before. It feels like with this Queen of Wands energy, you're like, look, I don't have a problem with burning bridges. I don't have a problem with that anymore, because I've realized the urgency of my life is that I can't settle for someone dragging me around by my feelings. I'm not going to let you do that. Because I think somebody is taking advantage of the fact that you are a really deeply feeling person and that you are empathetic and that you are kind. And I feel like you're just cutting it off at the knees and saying, no, that's it. I'm done. We've got the 9 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. I'm tired of being hurt. I'm tired of being burnt out. I don't know if there's anything else that I can do in this friendship, relationship, at this job, that we could be talking about work, someplace you've been for a very long time, because the Knight of Pentacles is here. It feels like if that's the case, it feels like you're wondering, will I regret leaving the job if I go? Because this market isn't good, right? This economy is not good. Tell me what happens with the Wheel of Fortune, because I feel like the reason you're walking away, Piscean energy, is because you already feel that it's going to be fine. I feel like you're walking away, though, in your Queen of Wands energy, which means you're burning a bridge, or you're saying, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with this crap anymore. I don't think you care about what gets set on fire because you're used to walking through the fire. You've done it yourself before. But with the 9 of Wands in the reverse, I feel like you just don't want to feel this emotional burnout anymore. So you could be leaving a relationship, but something here is about to change. But please understand that it's destiny. It's already changed. It's already here. Your destiny is already here for this change. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. It's time for you to advance in your life, build a new foundation, and decide that you are going to invest somewhere else, possibly in the self, right? Because Pentacles is you, right? It feels like it's I'm going to maybe invest in myself or in a new path here. I'm going to stand up for myself and just walk away and say, you know what? I don't have to deal with any of this. This person's got their back to the 3 of Wands. This person's got, they're tending the fire that is around the 4 of Wands. So I feel like you are keeping the home fires burning. It feels like I'm going to focus on me, on going to the next level of my life. For me, 4 of Wands is that. This is 7 of Wands. The only way you're going to do it is if you decide to stand up for yourself, finally, free yourself, put up some boundaries and say, no, I'm valuable. I have value. I am abundant, and I'm just going to wander off and do my own thing here. The Star is here. I think that doing this makes you feel very vulnerable, because I still think that you are sort of unsure about what's in the future, like going off into the wilderness by yourself. What is unsure here? It's still sort of unsure. The Devil energy is here. I feel like there is an attachment to whatever we're talking about. It could be the job. It could be a group of people or one person. It feels like, damn it didn't work out. It feels like this person is a person who puts doubt in your mind. Like they make you doubt your dreams, your wishes, your manifestation. They make you doubt that where you live isn't stable enough, or the way that you live, or your home. Maybe they try and make you feel bad about the way you live, or where you live, or the neighborhood you live in. It feels like somebody here is really casting doubt, and that's why probably you're walking away. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Tell me about the 5 of Swords. We've got the 3 of Swords. We've got the World card. Yeah, you need to get out of this place of heartbreak. I think it's going to be your choice to walk away. I don't think it's someone else's choice. I think it's your choice to walk away, because I feel like, and I feel like you're doing it soon. like very soon, because the 3 5s are here. It feels like this is someone who you used to see eye to eye with, but this Lover's card is showing up on the 5 of Swords. This could be a relationship that is no longer serving you, whether it's platonic or romantic. It feels like it flip-flops. I'm going to say one day they're really warm, next day they're really cold, next day you're fighting, and I don't think you want the uncertainty of that anymore. You're not settling for it. The World card is here. You're like, you know what? I think that this relationship or this job, that we've come to the end. And I think that you're going to look at leaving this chapter of your life as a milestone, that I'm finally standing up in my energy as the Queen of Wands and saying, no, I know my worth. I know my power. I don't need anybody around me. I will burn this damn bridge to the ground. Don't even try me. That's what it feels like here. We've got the 3 of Swords here. So I feel like you've decided that you are going to regroup and not feel heartbroken about this anymore. I'm going to close the door on this so you can't make me feel heartbroken. So you can't treat me this way again. Tell me what you're worried about here, because the five of Cups being here tells me that you feel like you might have a financial regret. So maybe you're leaving somewhere where you've invested a lot of money into a home, or you've given this person money, they owe you money, and you don't think you're going to get it back. It feels like the reason that you've not been leaving is because, well, first of all, I think that you might have an earth placement and that you're very slow to do something, or you are an earth placement that you're viewing this, that you're very slow to do something and you want to make sure that it's very organized. This isn't what you were planning on. We've got the Empress energy here. We've got the Hanged Man energy here, and the 3 of Cups. Look, I think it's a vibrational change is what it feels like here. Pisces, I feel like with the Empress energy here that you are turning your back on this situation because that's not what the Empress puts up with. I feel like somebody here has been trying to hang on to some sort of happiness or celebration times. Like, I feel like whoever the person is that you're fighting with, or the group of people, it could be a soul tribe. It feels like you only have fun with them when you're out drinking, out at the bar, and then otherwise we're just arguing. We don't have the same view on things. You know, it's like liquor makes everything better, and then we have fun, and you know, we have all of those fun times behind us, but it feels like you're really starting to look at this with a perspective of, I think that it's time to sacrifice this whole situation because it's not making me feel good anymore. It's making me feel more heartbroken more often than it's making me feel not heartbroken. So I feel like your perspective in the Hanged Man is to release something, but I also feel like it's a sad time for you because you didn't ever intend for this to happen. But the Empress energy tells me that it's time for you to go. I had this exact thing happen to me 5 years ago where I would try to hang on in my clutches, right? The Devil energy is like it's attached to you. It's an attachment that you can't let go of, or you don't want to let go of, or you feel like you're attached to it and can't let go of it. And I didn't want to let go of it because I felt like, gosh, I'm just going to be alone if I let the whole group go. But I feel like you've outgrown them. You've outgrown this chapter of your life. You've outgrown it because look, you've become the High Priestess, right? That is Piscean energy. You become the High Priestess and the Empress. And I feel like you know that nothing good comes from this if you decide to hang around. I feel like somebody's leaving a relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic. Somebody is deciding, you know what, there's too much flip-flop going on here, so I'm going to take it into my own hands, turn my back, and I'm going to stop waiting for you to make a decision about what goes on here. I have to answer the Wheel of Fortune. I've got to go into the future, and I've got to put all of this time, effort, and energy into me, into a new beginning, into stabilizing myself, into putting up boundaries, into standing up for myself, and really believing in my own manifestations. Tell me about Pisces and what is the outcome here? We do have the 7 of Swords. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like you have been lying to yourself. Yeah, I feel like you've gotten your life in order. It feels like you're now planning for the future. Your, 10 Pentacles are here. Virgo energy. You're really going over what your future holds and what your legacy is going to be. I don't feel like you see this group of people or this person in your future. because you are now sovereign as the Empress, you don't need them anymore. I think there was a time in your life when you did need them. You got the lessons you needed, and now it's time to go. The Seven of Swords tells me that somebody has been lying to you. I think that you find out a lie, that the exciting times you had together, Ace of Wands, was actually a lie, that maybe they're talking behind your back. But I feel like you're confident anyway. You're confident standing up, running your business, doing your thing. That might be the things they're talking about behind your back. Because when you outgrow a vibration, but you stay there because you're not ready to make that change, you're still mismatched in the vibration. So maybe they're into overspending or over-consumerism, and you're the person who's trying to pull all of your money together to make a investment in your future, right? The 10 Pentacles, and you're not necessarily going out with them anymore because you're trying to save money for your future, because the Wheel of Fortune is here, and that's what happens. Things expand and change in times of destiny, right? We've got the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. I think what's making this really hard is that these are people you grew up with. This could be family. This could be someone that you've been married to for a long time. And that happens, right? Even in marriages, if two people aren't willing to grow in the same respects, if you're growing spiritually, you're growing financially, you're growing in responsibility, and the person you're with is still living like a teenager, then that's a vibrational mismatch, right? That's pages and empresses. That doesn't match. So I feel like that's what's happening here. It feels like there is an age difference, or there is a way that we think there is a difference, like in our thought patterns. I feel like somebody starts hiding money from you, or hiding their overspending, something like that, if this is a relationship. And I think it comes to light, and I think you realize, I got to take control of everything, take control of the finances, because it's starting to get pretty toxic. That maybe, it's time to sell the house. It's time to stand up for myself, it feels like here, because it feels like you're probably your last lesson before you step into the Empress energy is or was about the Queen of Pentacles, which is stability financially. It is time, effort, energy, money. Where am I putting my time, my effort, my energy, and my money, and my health? I'm no longer going out and crashing my health with drinking all weekend. I'm now planting a garden and eating from that so I can stay healthy. It feels like somebody here is, this is what's happening here in this relationship. It feels like the Page of Wands and the Tower. The Page of Wands keeps causing towers because they're just throwing their wand anywhere. And it's not because they're sinister, understand. It's just because they don't have enough information. I was talking about pages and empresses. It's like they don't have enough information, and information is there for all of us. We just have to do our own research, but I don't feel like they're willing to learn. So I feel like this person is causing energetic towers around you. And I don't think you're doing that thing anymore, honestly. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. Thank you, Pisces, for being here and watching. I do appreciate you, friends. And I hope that made sense to somebody. Let me know if it did. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back, friends. Take care. Bye-bye.